All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get started on this. I haven't posted a video to my channel in quite some time, and I know it's really hard coming up with this kind of content and just putting it out there. But I think what I'm gonna go ahead and do is every now and then I'm just gonna go into my Instagram and just pull up a Instagram that I responded to and just put it out there and let you guys have some fun with it. Now we're gonna start off with this first one right here. It's from an Instagrammer that I follow. He's one of those prisoners to social media influencer type accounts. Chester Too Swole. His real name is Chester Lee. He's a Korean dude that had served time out in the Texas prisons. He has a really good knowledge about the Texas correctional facility out there. And I made a response to a video, and you can already just see at the top. Why am I not surprised niggas started it? Now, what's happening right here is apparently in this particular situation, the Texas, for whatever reason, Texas prisons do not have air conditioning in the jail cells. That can be an issue in and of itself. But they use these big, giant industrial fans inside the prisons, and each race has their own separate fan. Well, I take that back. The blacks have their own fan, and then the Mexicans and the whites share a fan. The blacks fan had gone down, and so they wanted to go and get the other fan. And let me go ahead and let this video play out because I like the type of animation that Chester Too Swole actually uses on there. And then we're going to get into some of the responses to my response here. So let's go ahead and roll this. First of all, let's just give it up for that beat. That beat's actually pretty dope. I like that beat. That's a pretty good beat and everything like that. But now you guys understand my comment and why I made my comment. Let me go ahead and mute that and let this go ahead and play in the background as I'm talking. You see that it was the niggas that started this prison race riot because the niggas couldn't deal with the fact that, hey, you just can't walk up to somebody else's fan or somebody else's shit and just take it. You actually have to ask permission. You have to get the permission of the others to see if you can actually go in there and take the fan. Now, of course, if it's 115 degrees, I don't blame the Mexicans, I don't blame the cholos or the white boys for saying, hey, you know what? No, you can't take our fan. You gotta, whatever is going on with your fan is your problem. But then you saw how one of the niggas just got pissed off and mad and said, nah, we gonna go over there and take this shit because they think we some bitches. We gonna take this fan and get this shit started. My concern is this. All of this could have been easily avoided if instead of just trying to go over there and take somebody else's property, you talk about it like gentlemen. But of course, that didn't happen or anything. And that's why I made my comment. Why am I not surprised niggas started it? Because the very first thing that niggas like to do is they like to get violent. They like to get real violent with shit and not try to talk about things in a more civilized manner. Maybe if you would have done that, if you would have just walked up and said, hey, yo, browns, whites, we hot down here. Can we share this fan with, can we come stand over here and kick it with you guys? No, we can't do that. We didn't do that. They had to instead get pissed off, get butthurt, feel like they were disrespected, and then cause a race riot over a fan. And so now everybody got punished, I'm pretty sure. once the guards were able to come in and get everything calmed back down. And I thought my comment is pretty reasonable for the most part. There wouldn't have been a race riot if niggas wouldn't have started it. And I got 74 replies to this. And a whole bunch of people started trying to call me out. Like, for instance, right here, we got this 808 nephew. Stupid bounty Oreo. They always want to call you an Oreo or call somebody out their name and you don't toe the line. Why would I sit there and defend this kind of behavior? Why would anybody sit here and defend that kind of behavior? But anyways, I was called an Oreo and I just cried at him. I just laughed at him and just wow. And then somebody else right here, this HJFKS, it's a prison. What kind of people do you think is in prison? And I responded to him, hey, you know what? That's a good question. That's a good question. What kind of people do you think are in prison? A whole bunch of bad people, that's for sure. A bunch of bad people who feel disrespected and are highly emotional, highly charged, and feel like they're entitled to other people's shit. So those are the kind of people that are probably in that prison and everything like that. But what I really wanted to focus on is a comment. If I can go ahead and keep opening this and get to the real comments that actually really just set me off, where is it right here? Well, we got this Monster Salami. You are why America will never be free. And I just said projection alert. That wasn't one of the comments that really pissed me off or anything like that. Like, why am I the one that why America will never be free? Free from what, by the way, if I may ask? What exactly is holding America hostage or prisoner at this point in time? I don't know what the guy is really talking about. But let's go ahead and keep opening these up here. Oh, this is another good one right here. This El Mucho Peso. Go drink some more breast milk, future cuck. Like, wait a minute. And I just responded back to him, how am I a cuck if you're the one getting mad at my comment? Like, you could have just easily kept on scrolling and not actually stopped and read my comment. But of course, it's the top comment. So the first thing that people are going to look at when this come up in their feed is my comment. Why am I not surprised niggas started it? So, hey, I'm all down for it. I got thick skin, so I'm not too worried about that or anything. But yeah, I want to answer to that. How am I a cuck if you're the one getting mad at my comment? I'm pretty sure a cuck wouldn't put that kind of comment out there. The cuck would probably just sit back and say, yeah, the niggas started it, but I don't want to say anything because I don't want to get any blowback. I don't care about I'm 49 years old. I'm telling you, I used to be one of those people that was reserved and would keep this shit to myself. But after all the shit that went down with COVID and how I just saw people go crazy over a virus they couldn't see, hear, smell, taste, or touch, I just said, fuck all this shit. I can't believe people actually have fallen for all the bullshit that's associated with that virus. Like, how else are we supposed to deal with a virus? The way we've dealt with a virus is we just kept living our lives. But then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, all this shit we had to go through, we had to stand 6 feet apart, we had to wear masks, businesses were closed, some businesses never came back, kids lost valuable school time because now they were being homeschooled. The world changed tremendously after all the stupidity that the supposed educated ones among us had made and did policy changes that we had never implemented before. And that just told me right there, I said, you know what? Some of the stupidest people on the face of the planet are those who are highly educated. But I digress on that point. Let's go ahead and keep looking at this here. I'm still trying to go through and find all these comments. There's some other people that was just responding, saying some stupid ass shit, and you ignore the stupid ass shit because it don't make that much sense or anything like that. But there was one that really got in my crawl. He called himself Combo 951. This is his first response right here. Why am I not surprised that they are outnumbered and still alpha? And then I thought I was pretty soft with my response here. I said, if alpha means stupid, then yeah, They're alpha, which I completely agree with. If you're gonna go in there and start a race riot because you don't want to be able to go and just talk to other people, then yeah, you're pretty stupid. You're pretty stupid in everything. Don't be. It's not cool to just sit there and be an alpha or anything like that. Just it's okay to just be chill. And then he came back with the response. He goes, just because you wasn't allowed to sit with us and was passed around for commissary, you're a weirdo. You feel some type of way. Laughing emojis, beg for nothing. And I'm thinking, first of all, why are you sitting there going right to the gay shit? Why are you sitting there going right to the gay shit? I'm like, are you projecting? And I responded back to him. I said, this is the problem with the niggas. You think being in prison is cool. I did 3 days in county. Yes, I did 3 days in county. And that was enough. And it sounds like you're giving a personal experience. Snitching on yourself, huh? So, and I gave my own laughing emoji. So I'm like, hey, if you can dish it out, you should be able to take it. You should be able to take it. He responds back, nobody think being in prison is cool, but shit happens. And when shit happens, you need to learn how to program, but you would know that if you wasn't a JCat. I don't know what a JCat is. I don't know prison slang. I try not to be in prison. I try to stay out. I don't want to be in prison. I don't think it's cool to be in prison. I don't want to learn anything about the prison lifestyle. I don't want to learn the maneuver about in prison. I don't want to learn the culture of the prison. I want to stay my black ass out because I value my freedom. 3 days in a county jail was more than enough to tell me, you know something? Maybe you don't want to be in prison. Maybe you don't. It's not cool to be in prison. It's not cool to be even in jail. I love being free and being able to move outside among the people. So I responded back to him. I said, the way you talking, you think it's cool. You think you insulted me by bringing up your experiences. Leave me out of your experiences and stop getting offended at another man's words. And he responds back, I'm done talking to you, J-Cat. I could tell you was getting punked when you got locked up. Found out the hard way size wasn't everything, huh? I was like, okay, what are you talking about? And I just responded back like, yeah, be done, trick. More laughing emojis. And then, just like a nigga, he decides to go ahead and get violent. Keyboard warrior, are we big bitch? Who can't fight his way out of a paper bag? Bruh, I'll drop and embarrass your big ass. I'm like, hey, that's fine. If you can drop him and embarrass my big ass, okay, that's fine. That still ain't gonna stop anything I said to you. And I basically responded back to him and said, man, calm your ass down. Why is it niggas always need to resort to violence when they get their views challenged? Look at you. I thought you said you didn't like being in prison and you threatening me. Why don't you change? Stop getting up in your feelings over words. And remember, you stepped to me first, not the other way around. Calm down and act your age. And of course, this fool Combo 951, you read up there in his bio, father of 4 kings. So you acting a fool, and you got 4 sons. You go back, you get, let's say, yeah, you whoop my ass, you beat me down, you do everything to me, you get your ass sent back to prison. Now you're missing out on watching your sons grow up. I don't know why black people can't break this cycle. Why can't you guys break this cycle? I'm gonna make another video tomorrow. I was watching Police Activity, one that just really got me riled up. And then also watching Black Conservative Perspective about a video he just did earlier today about some shootings at a homecoming and at an alumni get-together in 2 separate states. One, the homecoming in Mississippi, and then the alumni get-together in South Carolina. Why is it black people can't stop being violent? Only those who risk going too far knows how far one can really go boxing. And you see he's right there, he's holding 2 championship belts. So I'm assuming he got hands. He can scrap. He can fight. But what's that going to prove? Yeah, you whoop a 49-year-old man's ass. Great. Congratulations. That's not going to shut me up or anything like that. It's just going to prove my point. It's just going to prove my point about how you're so quick to violence and just can't sit there and just say, you know something, let me temper myself. Let me try to move rationally and with reason and with grace and with humility. This situation could have been handled differently. The entire reason why there's so many men in prison is because you get very emotional. You always feel disrespected. You walk around with a chip on your shoulder and you feel entitled to other people's shit. And all that's a dangerous combination. You need to stop. You need to stop. But those are my thoughts on the issue. What do you guys think about all this? By the way, go make sure you give Chester Too Swole a follow. He's a real good cat. I really like his content. And what did you think about my comment? Whatever you think, jump down in the comments and let me know. And make sure you guys do like, share, subscribe, turn on the post notifications. All that stuff does help me out. This Chris Bo signing off, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.